Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Saira Mujtaba with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin affirmed their resolve to expand bilateral relations to new areas of cooperation. Both countries are against outside influence in the internal matters of any country, says Prime Minister. India and Russia signed 15 agreements in the field of defence, infrastructure, energy and trade. India and Pakistan agreed to visa-free travel of Indian pilgrims to Kartarpur Sahib corridor. Dawood Ibrahim, Hafiz Saeed, Zaki-ur-Rahman, Lakhvi and Masood Azhar declared individual terrorists under new anti-terror law. In Punjab, 18 people killed in a firecracker factory blast in Batala. Chief Executive of Hong Kong, Carrie Lam, announces to withdraw controversial extradition bill after months of protest. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin have affirmed their resolve to expand the bilateral relations between India and Russia to new areas of cooperation. In a joint press statement after the 20th annual summit in Vladivostok today, both leaders expressed satisfaction over the outcome of the talks. Prime Minister Modi on the occasion said that India and Russia are against outside influence in the internal matters of any country.
हम दोनों ही किसी भी देश के आंतरिक मामलों में बाहरी दखल के खिलाफ हैं। हमने भारत के फ्री, ओपन और इंक्लूसिव इंडो पैसिफिक के कंसेप्ट पर भी उपयोगी चर्चा की।
Prime Minister described Russia as a reliable partner and special friend. He said the relations between the two countries are not only quantitative but also qualitative.
हमारी स्पेशल एंड प्रिविलेज स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप न सिर्फ हमारे देशों के स्ट्रेटेजिक हितों को काम आई है, बल्कि इसे हमने लोगों के विकास और उनके सीधे फायदे से जोड़ा है। राष्ट्रपति पुतिन और मैं इस रिलेशनशिप को विश्वास और भागीदारी के जरिए सहयोग की नई ऊंचाइयों तक ले गए हैं और इसकी उपलब्धियां मैं सिर्फ क्वांटिटेटिव ही नहीं, क्वालिटेटिव बदलाव लाए हैं।
President Putin said the relations between the two countries are unique and mutually beneficial. He said Russia welcomes the intent of the Indian side to expand its economic and investment presence in the Far Eastern region and Siberia. India and Russia signed 15 agreements in the area of oil and gas, LNG and coking coal, 5 in trade and investments, 2 in infrastructure and 1 each in defence and audiovisual production. The MOU on defence is about production of spare parts for Russian origin arms under Make in India program through joint ventures. In his statement, Prime Minister Modi said,
रक्षा जैसे स्ट्रेटेजिक एरिया में भी रूसी उपकरणों के स्पेयर पार्ट्स भारत में दोनों देशों के जॉइंट वेंचर्स द्वारा बनाने पर आज हुआ समझौता इंडस्ट्री को बढ़ावा देगा। ये समझौता और इस साल के शुरू में AK-203 का जॉइंट वेंचर ऐसे कदम है जो हमारे रक्षा सहयोग को बायर सेलर के सीमित परिवेश से बाहर को मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का ठोस आधार दे रहे हैं।
Mr. Modi said both countries have decided to roll out a 5-year roadmap in the area of exploration and exploitation of oil and gas fields in both countries. The Prime Minister said that both India and Russia are looking forward to peace in Afghanistan. Later, addressing media persons, Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale said, the 4 agreements signed in the field of energy will be a breakthrough in the bilateral relations.
Prime Minister proposed and President Putin was also very optimistic about manpower exports to this part of the world. As you know, Russia has a shortage of labor and therefore this is a potential area for cooperation. In this context, the MOU which has been signed on opening a route between Chennai and Vladivostok assumes significance because it ensures there will be connectivity between the two major ports which will give impetus to the cooperation between India and the Russian Far East. So this, I think, is a second important outcome that we saw from this summit.
India and Pakistan today agreed to visa-free travel of Indian pilgrims without any restrictions based on their faith for the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. The understanding was reached during the third round of talks on the modalities for operationalization of the Kartarpur Sahib corridor held today at Atari. The Indian delegation, led by Joint Secretary of Ministry of Home Affairs, S.C.L. Das, held detailed discussions with the Pakistan delegation, led by Director General South Asia and SAARC in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They also agreed that persons of Indian origin holding OCI card too can visit Holy Gurdwara Kartarpur Sahib using the corridor. Briefing the media, Joint Secretary said Pakistan has been requested once again to allow protocol officers from India to accompany pilgrims every day for facilitating the visit.
पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट से उम्मीद करेंगे कि हमारी ये दो जेन्युइन मांगे थी कि फीस वाले मसले पे वे थोड़ी फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी दिखाएं और थोड़े प्रोटोकॉल ऑफिसर्स को डेली अलाउ करें ताकि हमारे पिलग्रिम्स को कोई दिक्कत आने जाने में रास्ते में कहीं दिक्कत नहीं हो.
Our correspondent reports that owing to certain differences, agreement on some key issues could not be finalized.
Pakistan's inflexibility at Kartarpur talks today proves that its delegation came with a brief to not conclude the agreement. Pakistan insisted on charging a fee of $20 from each pilgrim. It showed inflexibility and described it as a red line. It was strongly opposed by the Indian side. Indian side asked them to reconsider their position. According to sources, Pakistan also did not agree to indicate 10,000 as the number to allow additional pilgrims on special occasions. Pakistan cited infrastructure constraints and said they could agree to allow only more pilgrims on special occasions but subject to available capacity. The inflexibility was also evident in not allowing the Indian consular presence or permitting protocol officers to travel every day to facilitate pilgrims. All this made the Indian side urge Pakistan delegation to take political guidance and reconsider their position. It is now clear that Islamabad only wanted to indulge in propaganda than serious talks on the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. Naseem Lakhvi, AIR News, New Delhi.
Overall situation in Jammu and Kashmir remains calm and under control. Officials said people are moving freely with private transport plying in a regulated manner on 7 lines roads, Srinagar to Jammu National Highway, outskirts and some interior areas of Srinagar city. A youth injured in stone pelting on 6th of August succumbed to his injuries today. In a joint briefing with the state police in Srinagar, Army GOC of 15 Corps, Lieutenant General KJS Dhillon said it is the 5th civilian casualty due to terrorism or stone pelting. General Dhillon said that the state has not faced any major law and order problem in the last 30 days. He also said that Army has apprehended 2 Lashkar-e-Taiba Pakistani terrorists in Kashmir on 21st of last month. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. India's most wanted Dawood Ibrahim, Hafiz Saeed, Zaki-ur-Rahman Lakhvi and Masood Azhar have been declared terrorists under the recently amended Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Act. They have been declared individual terrorists under the amended terror law by the government. The declaration of these most wanted men as individual terrorists is the first under the new anti-terror law. Union Donor Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh has said that the centre has no plan to scrap Article 371. Talking to newspersons in Guwahati today, Dr. Singh made it clear that though the issue is being raised in Northeast, Article 371 will not be scrapped. Article 371 provides special provision to northeastern states. The minister said a team of the Donor Ministry will visit Jammu and Kashmir from tomorrow. Dr. Singh said that abrogation of Article 370 would, as a whole, enhance the security of the country. Purpose of the Donor Ministry officials' visit is to look into the new reforms and best practices that can be introduced in the state. The Assam government has said that 200 new foreigners tribunals will come into existence in all the districts of the state within this month. In the meantime, the excluded persons from NRC can go to the existing foreigners tribunals. Official sources told AIR that when an excluded person from the NRC list gets rejection receipt from the NRC authority, the stipulated period of 120 days for his or her appeal starts. In Punjab, 18 people were killed and several others injured after a blast in a firecracker factory in Batala today. 18 bodies have been recovered so far. Deputy Commissioner Gurdaspur Vipul Ujjwal and SSP Upinderjeet Singh Ghumman have reached the spot. The fire tenders from Gurdaspur, Amritsar and other places have been called to douse the fire. Relief work is underway. Injured people are being taken to hospital. A Delhi court today remanded Karnataka Congress leader D.K. Shivakumar to Enforcement Directorate's custody till 13 September in a money laundering case. Special Judge Ajay Kumar Kuhar passed the order after ED sought 14-day custodial interrogation of Shivakumar. He was arrested last night. Rain has taken a breather across Mumbai and its suburbs, with routine life slowly returning to normal. Even though train services remain hampered and heavy traffic is seen on roads, water in low-lying areas is receding. However, heavy rains continue in Gadchiroli, Raigad, Pune, Chandrapur, Satara and Sindhudurg districts. Incidents of landslides leading to traffic congestion has been reported from many parts of the state. According to Meteorological Department, heavy rain is likely in the next 24 hours in Mumbai, including Thane, Palghar and entire Konkan region. More from our correspondent.
With heavy rains coinciding with the 10-day Ganpati festival, it was a gloomy day as many Ganesh pandals had to deal with waterlogging and were left without electricity in Sayan and Kurla areas. Routine life was thrown out of gear as local and long-distance train services across many sections of Western and Central Line remained cancelled. Air traffic was also delayed due to low visibility. As Mithi River crossed the danger mark, a team of NDRF was deployed to evacuate residents and help with relief and rescue operations. Nisha Rani, AIR News, Mumbai.
Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Ram Vilas Paswan, today announced a blanket ban on all types of single-use plastic products in his ministry and all PSUs from 15th of this month. The decision was taken at a high-level meeting with secretaries of both the departments and with other senior officials of the ministry. President Ram Nath Kovind has greeted teachers across the country on the eve of Teachers' Day. The President said that by celebrating Teachers' Day on the birth anniversary of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, people pay tribute to an illustrious statesman, a great scholar, and one of the most distinguished personalities of the teaching fraternity. Mr. Kovind said his life and work will forever inspire teachers to discharge their duties with full devotion. He extended his best wishes to the entire teaching community. Chief Executive of Hong Kong, Carrie Lam, has said she will withdraw the controversial extradition bill which triggered 3 months of unprecedented pro-democracy rallies in the country. The proposal, introduced in April, would have allowed criminal suspects to be extradited to mainland China. The bill was suspended in June when Ms. Lam called it dead, but she stopped short of withdrawing it. Full withdrawal is one of the 5 key demands of protesters who are also calling for full democratic rights. In a televised address today, Ms. Lam also announced that 2 senior officials would join an existing inquiry into police conduct during the protests. An independent investigation into alleged police brutality against protesters is another of the activist demands. The Reserve Bank has made it mandatory for banks to link all of their new loan products, be it personal, housing or auto, to an external benchmark like the policy repo rate. Stating that transmission of policy rate benefits under the current framework have not been satisfactory, RBI today issued a circular saying that banks will have to link their products to an external benchmark with effect from 1st October 2019. At the stock markets, the Sensex and the Nifty posted modest gains today, while the rupee appreciated sharply against the dollar. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin affirmed their resolve to expand bilateral relations to new areas of cooperation. Both countries are against outside influence in the internal matters of any country, says Prime Minister. India and Russia signed 15 agreements in the field of defence, infrastructure, energy and trade. India and Pakistan agreed to visa-free travel of Indian pilgrims to Kartarpur Sahib corridor. Dawood Ibrahim, Hafiz Saeed, Zaki-ur-Rahman, Lakhvi and Masood Azhar declared individual terrorists under new anti-terror law. In Punjab, 18 people killed in a firecracker factory blast in Batala. And Chief Executive of Hong Kong, Carrie Lam, announces to withdraw controversial extradition bill after months of protest. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com. That's all in the news at 9. Good night.